Hello strangers and friends, welcome or welcome back to Sometimes I Make Things, a knitting podcast vlog series, mostly about knitting, but we do have some other things mixed in as well. My name is Grace, and welcome to the Christmas special. This particular episode of my little YouTube series is gonna fall after my 1-year anniversary of making my very first YouTube video. So thank you to those who have been around since the beginning and followed along and hung out with me. I appreciate it. I feel like I've learned a lot in the past year. I started the series mostly because I wanted to connect with community, and I feel like I got that, as well as I wanted to learn some video editing and creative skills, and I've been feeling like I'm developing that as well. There's still a long way for me to go, and there's more I want to try and experiment with, but mission accomplished so far. So cheers to that. This year, the holiday season is looking a bit different from me than last year. I'm really happy with where I'm at. I'm currently a college student, so I have a lot of exciting exams to look forward to in the December time period, but I am absolutely thrilled and excited for winter break, and I want to kind of commemorate that experience. So this isn't anything new to the channel that I've done, but I like making sweaters for special occasions or sweaters to commemorate things. So I've previously made a Halloween sweater, which was a lot of fun. Last year I made a Christmas Yule sweater, which mostly was just a green sweater, and that's why it was Christmas. But I wanted it done to wear at our family holiday party, and I did, and that was really fun, and it just felt like a nice accomplishment and really added to the cozy feel of the holiday season. So I'm gonna go for that again. We are making a holiday sweater. Today is December 1st. So in the spirit of the first video I made this year, really, where I did a lockdown sweater challenge in January of 2022, the province of Ontario where I live went under a 3-week lockdown, and I decided to use that time to try and knit a double XL full-size sweater, and I did pull it off in fingering weight, mind you, but I needed 3 extra days of cushioning on the side. So similar idea this go around. Today's December 1st. I want this one done. I think December 24th is the day I'm gonna go with. That's when we have our group family brunch get together, same as last year, and that's the goal. So knit a sweater in, we'll call it 23 days, maybe 21 because we need some blocking time, but needles on December 1st, wearing the thing December 24th. That's the plan. So let's get into it. Now there are 2 key elements to any sweater. First, a pattern. Second, yarn. So I'll tell you first about the pattern I'm planning on doing. This is one that's been in my Ravelry library for quite some time. It is an Icelandic word for the name, but the name to my knowledge is pronounced Slóðir, which is Icelandic for trails. The pattern itself is written in Swedish or Norwegian to my understanding, so I needed to do some Google Translate to understand the pattern, and I'm going to be supplementing any gaps that I find in the pattern with Tin Can Knits Strange Brew sweater, which is the pattern I used as a base pattern for my before mentioned Halloween sweater, as well as the first proper colorwork sweater I ever made, which was just a variety of patterns I kind of made up and found online. But I find the Strange Brew pattern is very reliable, and it has so many sizes. This pattern is written for 3 yarn weights, fingering, DK, and Aran, and the range of sizes go from baby, newborn, all the way to adult male, several X's in sizes. I think it's like 24 sizes. So it's a very helpful pattern. You can fit any person into it basically, but the pattern, just fair warning, it can be a little overwhelming to look at. You have to pick your certain color row for your weight of yarn, and then you have to count which number is the right one for you. So a very useful pattern, but you need to be kind of prepared to handle it. So anyway, between these 2 patterns, I'm going to be making a bottom-up colorwork sweater is the plan. So I am just about it. The second question is, what yarn am I going to use? Now, Slóðir was originally designed for Lopi yarn, Icelandic wool, as the intended yarn for it. However, I didn't have that currently. I definitely could have picked some up, but when I was at actually the Woolstock Fiber Festival, which was the topic of my last vlog, episode 10, me and my friend Emily went, I saw a colorwork pattern as someone's sample at their shop that was done in Drops Air, and it was so soft and light, and the yarns actually blended together quite nicely, which is a benefit of those woolly Icelandic yarns, is that over time the stitches blur together really beautifully to create a cohesive look. You don't have very obvious V stitches. So I was really taken by the fabric that you could make and how beautiful the colorwork sweater was. So I decided I wanted to go for a little bit of a different stylistic element to that. So I just so happened to stumble upon a knit pick sale in November. I couldn't possibly imagine why in late November a store would have a giant sale, but so I got the beautiful Wonderfluff as my base yarn. So Wonderfluff is a yarn I haven't used before. It's untested, but I have seen examples of people using it for color work on Instagram. Books and Cables comes to mind, and I'm quite taken with it, and I really want to try it. So seeing it on sale, and then also having this idea to do this color work sweater in this type of yarn just coincided together perfectly, and this is how the idea was born. So Wonderfluff. It is made out of, let's find our compound here, 70% baby alpaca, 23% nylon, and 7% nylon. Or sorry, merino wool, double nylon. So it's very soft, it's quite light. In how many grams do we have here? I believe this is a 50-gram skein. We have 142 yards. So this is going to be my base color. It's Welly's Heather. The plan for my sweater is I'm going to try to imitate the sample for the pattern as much as possible because I just thought it was so gorgeous. So base color. One of our contrast colors here, this is Espresso Heather. Beautiful deep brown. This is a very lovely color. And then main contrast, we have Bear, which I'm not normally one for bear yarns because I'm like, why pay the same amount for an undyed yarn as for a dyed one? So I haven't used much in the way of white or undyed yarns, but I think it's just going to be so brightening. And then our last two, we have Hair Heather, this lovely soft fawn color. I really like the heathering to this one, it's lovely. And Finley Heather, which is this classic gray. I think this would be so nice to have like a seaside sweater knit out of Finley. So, gotta reconnect myself all together here. This is our situation. This is our color palette. And it's just very classic, it's very earthy, it's very cozy and soft, and I just love knitting in yarn so much. So that is our starting off point. My next step is going to be starting the sleeves. My plan is to knit both sleeves first so that I can keep track of them and make sure they're a similar size. I don't think I'm going to be doing 2 at a time, but that's the plan, sleeves first, and then I'll be making the body. I do have a good amount of the main color, the Welly's Heather. I am hoping to make this somewhat cropped. I don't want it to be a very short crop, but I'm hoping to use as much of the yarn as possible and have as little left over as I can. So we'll see. The length is going to be what the length is going to be, but I want to make sure it's something I can manage within my personal time limit. So follow along with me. Like I said before, December 1st, we're going to start sleeve 1, and cross your fingers for me. Let's see if I can pull it off. Hello, it is December 6th and I am here with a project update for you. As you can see, I've got my one sleeve done. I do have a little bit more length to go, but this represents the entirety of a skein of Welly's heather. That's the word I was looking for. So I thought this would be a good place to stop and do a quick block. So I haven't had that set up yet, but that's what we're going to be doing to see what my blocking gauge is. So I think the pattern wants it to be 18 by 24, and what I have currently is more like 21 by 27 kind of thing. So we'll see how it loosens up with the blocking and we'll go from there. I do have one more repeat to do on the sleeve anyway, so I do have to do more knitting, but what my current plan is I'm going to block this one, I'm going to start on my other sleeve, finish as much as I can of the other sleeve, and then I'll finish both of them to the same length so that I know that they're the exact same right at the end there. If the gauge on the sleeves turns out to be too tight, I still, after blocking, I think I'm going to go up a needle size for the body just so I'm more accurate there. But I am going to stick with my 5mm needle that I'm using for the sleeves because it's my only like 16-inch fixed ChowGoo needle that's the right size for this project, and I really like knitting the sleeves on it. Honestly, this color work that I did with that needle is probably some of the nicest color work I've done. Like, it's very balanced. I'll do a shot of the interior later, but not tight at all. It's perfect. So I want to use the same needle because I'm really liking how this sleeve turned out. But you know, might make some modifications as we go. I want to make sure that I can optimize the amount of yarn that I have. So should I leave this in? Vote below. Definitely have some ends to weave in. So yeah, December 6th, it would be good if I could get the other sleeve done by the end of this week. It's still a very busy time for school for me, so I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. Next week is going to be when my exams are, so that's going to be busy too, but I only have to worry about my exam, so there's going to be time outside of that between studying that I can knit, so I'm not too worried about that. It's going to be once my exams are over that it's really like time to knit. Yeah, so that was my update. Additionally, I'm realizing that I'm starting to get low on my lovely Euclid. So I believe I bought this bottle in February 2020, maybe late January. It's been with me through a lot. This one was just the original, no, eucalyptus. So if you have a favorite scent of Euclid, let me know. I'm genuinely interested because I like this one, but I'd like to try a different scent every bottle I get. So what's your favorite Euclid, or do you have a different brand other than Euclid that you like? Please tell me.
See that wet patch?
Yeah.
He's right at the tip of the wet patch, and look up, and you can see kind of a horizontal brownish.
Oops. Oh yeah, hey buddy.
Just beamed Rue in the eye with a double treat. There he goes.
Oh wow.
Local. He's booting it now. I'm out of here.
Good eye, Mom.
Well,
Yeah.
it's because he was moving, right, in the snow. There's so many times I think that there's tons of stuff out here that we just don't
Oh,
see
we're
because
just
it's
oblivious.
staying still, right?
Today is December 11th. We just got back from our morning walk. I am wearing my tin can knits everyday mittens. I am wearing ribbed beanie, and I am wearing the cooler side of warm cowl and my colorwork sweater. And that's everything.
Hey y'all! Today is December 13th. I have officially finished 4 of my 6 final exams, and they all feel like they've gone really well so far, so that's amazing. And I'm feeling really good about that. However, because I've been preparing for these exams, I have not had much time to do my knitting, so I'm quite behind schedule on where I should be if I want to get this sweater done for Christmas in 12 days. Maybe 11 days if I want it for New Year's Eve. Or Christmas Eve. I'm not thinking straight. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I'm in a good place for my next 2 exams. My math one is tomorrow, and my lab final is on Thursday, which is kind of the scary one, but I feel like I've done well through the semester, so I'm not too worried about it. And both classes, I'm already passing them regardless of how I do on the exam, so that takes a weight off my shoulders, but the exam is just kind of a place for me to prove myself now. So yeah, I think I'm going to take the rest of the afternoon to work on my second sleeve, hopefully finish that, maybe start on the body. And I have knit night tonight at 7 p.m, so hopefully I can do some social knitting as well, which I feel like is really needed. And yeah, just 2 more days to go, and then I'm in winter break mode, and it's business time for knitting. But yeah, no, I'm just feeling good about school stuff, and I am looking forward to a break though. It's gonna be nice. So here we are on December 14th, and both sleeves are done. I do technically need to add a 3rd ball of the Wellies Heather in just to finish one more increase round, and then I'll probably just do another plain stockinette round after that. So these are both at 78 stitches, and they need to be at 80. But this one is the first sleeve that I did, and I blocked it already just to get an idea of how the gauge would change, which I actually need to do a gauge check on this one, but I just wanted to compare a little bit of the blocking process and how it kind of, it's subtle, but it does change things. I feel like the fabric of the blocked one is a little bit softer versus this one, but it's not super noticeable. You can just see how the ribbing is more pulled together here versus it's more of a straight flat line here. I think my color work is laying a little more smoothly here. Also the height is slightly different. It's maybe a little bit difficult to tell, but it seems it's about 1 stitch taller here. So it's just like more stretched out, more relaxed. And then as far as length goes, there's about a whole inch gained after blocking. Width looks pretty similar. Let's see here, do a quick overlay. Yeah, not too much of a difference in width, but you can definitely tell, that the blocked one is longer. So, yeah, kind of a good learning piece for me to do, because I feel like in previous sweaters I've made, the sleeves are just a little bit too long, and I wonder if blocking them before finishing them might be the key to getting a better idea. It's almost like you should do gauge swatches and such. What a concept. So, yes, I am going to finish up these last 2 rows. I'm going to block this one here. I'm going to put these guys on holders and prepare them to be attached to the body. And then the next step is casting on the body, which is all going to be knit in this black heathered color wellies. And hopefully I can get that done as soon as possible. And then get to the colorwork yoke, which is going to be exciting because this was a lot of fun to do. So I'm looking forward to doing more of that. Anyway, that is my December 14th update. Hello again! Today is December 16th. It's officially the first day of my winter break. I'm done on my exams and assignments for first semester, and I am celebrating by baking some bread. Oh, Dad's coming in. Okay, he's gone back outside. He's been shoveling all day. We had a ton of snow. Anyway, the bread. So I'm cooking it using a sourdough cooking method. It's technically a dinner roll recipe, but I just wanted to use this technique. So I put it in the oven at 400 degrees for half an hour. You preheat this, and I sprinkled some water on top of the dough so it kind of steams it a bit. So let's see what it looks like inside. Ooh! It got a little dented in the top. Look at that! Oh, she's beautiful! And there's a faint sizzle when I opened it. So this just helps give it a nice crispy crust because the steaming kind of develops the crust a little bit more. So I've changed my temperature down from 400 to 350, and I maybe will leave it in for another 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna check on it again. I'm maybe not the best at judging when bread is done, but she's beautiful. Hi, baby. This is Milo, if you haven't yet been introduced. He's 12. Yeah, so other than bread, which I'm making, I have made some progress on my Slóðir sweater. This is the ribbing. I'm just doing 10 rows. I did the tubular cast on again. It was a little bit of a nightmare because I didn't adequately judge how much yarn I should use. I should have done used both ends and just cast on that way. But instead I thought I could portion it out, and it was a bad idea because I ran out of yarn here. So instead of pulling it out, because my soul cannot handle redoing a 200 plus stitch cast on, I instead literally tied more yarn on and continued on the 30 odd stitches more that I needed. So with that, I just left a longer tail on. These might be a little bit short, but the idea is that I'm just gonna weave it in at the end. It's fine. I'm not a knitting perfectionist. I'm not really a perfectionist in any sphere of my life. Hey, buddy. I'm much more practical. I just want it done effectively and efficiently, and I think this is gonna work just fine. So I've done the first row of stockinette. The next step after finishing both the sleeves is of course to knit the trunk of the body and then the colorwork section. So December 16th now, I have about 8-9 days to go. I think I can do it. Hello all, this is Maven. She's hanging out with me today. Today is Monday, December 19th, and I am currently baking a second loaf of bread over here because the first loaf of bread was amazing and delicious. Yeah, I'm waiting for my friend to come over. We're gonna have a cookie baking day, so I'm gonna see about filming a little bit of that and including it just for the nice cozy Christmas vibes. I am working over here on my sweater, and currently I'm maybe 5 inches into the body. I want to have this sweater done for Friday, so I'm giving myself a work week to get the rest of the body done and knit the whole colorwork section, which is going to be tight. So this is what I've got going so far. I'm really happy with this yarn. It does shed a little bit fluffiness, but I think with blocking and giving it maybe a lint roll, I think it should be just fine. But I don't know if I can set myself up here. Okay, so I want this to be a slightly cropped situation. So I want it to hit kind of here-ish. So I think I have just about maybe 2 more inches that I'm gonna knit, and then I'm gonna go right into connecting my sleeves and then knitting our lovely colorwork section. I think what I'm going to be doing is incorporating some short rows on the back. The Tin Can Knits pattern Strange Brew incorporates short row shaping underneath where your colorwork would be. So I'm used to doing short row shaping at the nape of the neck, so this will be a new technique to me, but I think it just really makes the piece more comfortable to wear and gives you a little more clearance around your neck area. So I do want to try to do that, and then I'll be doing the color work section. Additionally, for attaching my sleeves, I think I'm going to be doing a asymmetrical sleeve attachment, as in I'm going to figure out how much ease I want on the front of the sweater versus the back of the sweater. I am someone with a larger bust, so it makes more sense to have more room in the front as opposed to equal amount in the front and the back, because then I get that bunching kind of curtain effect between your shoulder blades. So I haven't done the math yet to figure out how many inches I want on the front versus the back, but basically instead of attaching it right at the middle point or the beginning of the round, I might set it back by 10 stitches or so on both sides. It's pretty easy to do. You just need to make sure that you have your math right, and then I'm going to make sure that my short row shaping kind of works with what I'm doing there. So there's going to be a little bit of fiddling there, but ultimately I do want to get this piece done when I have planned to get it done, but I also want it to be something that I really enjoy wearing, I'll feel comfortable wearing, and even if I go past my deadline, whatever, but I'm gonna try. And I'm already daydreaming a little bit, admittedly, about other projects, so I'm feeling motivated to get this done for Christmas, wear it for our Christmas Eve family party, and then go back to some other projects that I've been thinking about. So we got this. Let's see how I can do it. Monday, let's make it happen. Okay, but wouldn't I look cute with hair this length? Maybe I should go for it. Anyway, today is December 20th, Tuesday, and I believe I finished my body portion of my sweater. So I have a colorwork sweater that I've made previously. I made this one in 2020, 2021, and I quite like the length of it. This one is Strange Brew as the base pattern, but it's just various patterns that I inserted in. There isn't a specific recipe for that. The yarn is from Topsy Farms, which is an Ontario wool farm / company. Anyway, so I'm just comparing my... Ooh, I'm going to see quickly if I can turn around my camera. Perfect, okay. So I'm just comparing my length here. It's a little awkward because it's on the cable, but it looks like my body length lines up. And this one I showed in my winter walk little segment there, and I like where it fits me. And then also this is pre-blocked, so I imagine it's going to lengthen a little bit as well. So this is basically 2 balls here. So I'm about to join ball number 5 of 7, and that's going to be used to attach the sleeves. I'm going to do that short row shaping along here to raise the back, and then we're going to get into our color work chest section, which I'm very excited about. Well, hello. Today is Wednesday, December 21st, and Snorlax here and I would like to wish you a very happy solstice and the beginning of winter. So today was the shortest day of the year, and it is in fact dark out. Though it's been dark out for a while, it's already like 6 p.m. Today I've gotten some work done on my sweater. We still have quite a ways to go, but I'm officially at the point where I can start color work, which is good because I'm going to start the color work tonight. Still planning on going to Peterborough tomorrow, but the storm is looking dicey, so we're going to see how that goes. So I'm going to have some time tomorrow, and then Friday will be the big day. Hopefully I can get it finished and blocked, and then Saturday is party time. So I think it can be done, but it's a lot of color work, so we'll see. I'm going to switch my camera around. This is where we are at. I have some freshly wrapped presents over here, so that's exciting. So, I have to laugh a little bit at the length of the torso because it does look really short, but just given past experience, I think that this is the right length for me, but I'm still a little shy about it. We have our sleeves attached here. This pattern calls for 15 stitches to be on hold, so that seems like a pretty deep armpit for me. But anyway, so as you can see here, I have my edges lined up, and I have a little more length in the back. So today I did short row shaping. So the short row shaping was actually quite wide. It went into the sleeve circumference as well. So what that basically just does by lifting up the back is it will just tilt the yoke forward a little bit. So it'll give me some space at the base of my neck for a little more comfortable breathing room. So it's raised by about 1 inch. So I was going back and forth along here, and it was about 8 rows or 4 repeats and 1 setup row. So again, doesn't look like too much right now, but it is time to get back to our lovely color work, which I'm really excited about. This is still ball number 5 that I'm working on here, so I know I'm going to be good for the amount of black that I'm going to have. I'm definitely going to have some left over, so I might make a Manhattan bulky, which I tested that project. It's by Tori Knits NYC, and she currently has a cal going on for until January, I think, for the Manhattan series that she has. So I might make a Manhattan bulky out of this yarn, which I think would be very light, very comfy, very airy. So that could be something for my leftovers. But for now, we're focusing on this. We're going to get our lovely yoke done, and I think I can do it. It's going to be a push, but... my goodness. So today is December 23rd. It's Friday, which means it's kind of the last day I want to be working on this sweater. Ideally, I'm blocking it tonight and it's ready for tomorrow, a light blocking. But as you can see, it's been like 4 hours since I started knitting today. I was not knitting that whole time. Of course, there's house cleaning and other things to do life-wise. But I've got 9 rows done and I have 30 more rows to go. So I need like 12 hours at this speed. So I need to pick things up a little bit. Fortunately though, the yoke gets smaller, so each round does take less time after I get to those decrease points. But it's getting a little tight. My hands are feeling tired. Yeah, like color work I find is a little harder on your hands. And also just it's a bulkier yarn, bulkier needles, so those tend to also be difficult on the hands. But I'm trying, and then I also need to do the ribbing for the neckline, and then the blocking, and then we're done. And the weaving in of ends, which there's a lot of ends for a color work sweater with this many color changes. Anyway, it's looking a little tight. However, oh, oops, dropped an earring. Anyway, so it doesn't look too bad on camera, and it doesn't look too bad in general out there, but this is severe weather warning day. Tons of flights, like I think all flights out of Ontario for some airlines have been canceled just because of the weather warning. I think every single province in Canada except Manitoba for some reason has a weather warning right now, so it might even be that our Christmas party gets canceled tomorrow because of weather, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm fairly confident here in Southern Ontario we are having a white Christmas this year. So I am going to work on editing this vlog a little bit, and I'm going to let my hands rest, and then we're getting back to it. But I think we're going to need a Christmas miracle to get this done on time, and we're going to need a Christmas miracle for the weather to not ice us in, and hopefully we don't lose power. So there's a lot going on this Friday, December 23rd. Good morning, everyone. Today is December 24th, so it's Christmas Eve, and as you can see, I am not wearing Slóðir right now. I did not get it done for Christmas Eve, but I'm going to show you the progress I made, and I'm still hoping to have it done today and have it ready to wear for Christmas Day itself, so we're still in the race. So here she is. I knit from here yesterday. So I ended up doing about 5.5 hours of knitting throughout the day, which for my hands was plenty. But I'm really excited about how it's coming out. Is it done for my party day? No, but that's fine. I can wear it on Christmas Day. And I am fairly confident I can get the rest done. I think I have 17 more rows to go, and then I'm going to have the ribbing for the collar to do. I've got all these lovely ends to weave in, or pseudo weave in. and giving it a block. I think I'm just going to do a spritz block just so that I know it'll dry overnight, just to roughly set the stitches, and I'll do a more intensive blocking later on. But I think it has come out lovely, and I feel really impressed with myself for getting this much done in a 24-day period. So stay tuned. Maybe I'll try to fit a few party clips in.
Thank you, love.
It's like an old cottage. So most of the homes are on well septic, like right? So
The grass is throwing them out.
do I really want to jump in?
I saw what it was.
Homeownership.
See, I said, see, so we gotta watch the mother. Oh, see, I said your mother this time.
Yeah, so
Is that like that brownish colored one? Or is it?
A
It's
skittle?
like a purple. It's like purple or brown, isn't it?
what's inside?
I don't have them. To the left.
No idea. So it's advising that to at least have it. Like, yeah, I know I had a plumber here.
To the left. To the left.
Downstairs there, right?
Don't choke on the Skittle.
He said, it's not artesian, is it? I said, no, I don't think
Well, that was orange.
Hand.
Mouse.
This is fun.
like,
I like that it's fun for the people watching as well as the people like doing it.
So we heard that it's hard to do.
Pardon?
It's not easy.
It's hard to do when you don't see the color.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say red.
So we were like, well, we should try it.
You need to have a drink. You need to
Do you
clear
have a
that out of your
saucer
mouth
thing?
completely.
Are you good?
Have
It's
the
like
next
a
one.
gravy
All right.
bowl or something.
Sure, but I
I
as
think
long as
it's
it's a teacup.
This is a cup.
One usually has teas that size.
It doesn't look like a cup to me. It's like some sort of like saucer thing.
$300,000, I'm out of here in a year or two.
I'll buy it over the phone, but don't.
To my dog.
That too. Oh, and so
They wouldn't even show
Yellow.
We're starting.
You're against Sander. He got
Actually, no,
everything
we
right.
meant to, Robbie was meaning to
That's orange.
take it to his mechanic, but his
Okay,
mechanic
next.
Wait.
ended up
Hold on.
I don't like it though.
All right, well, let's get it something.
We'll get you a napkin. You don't
Skittles as a
like.
kid, Dylan?
What?
Did you like Skittles as a kid?
Only purple and red.
Here is your napkin. Oh, did you go too
That's
far?
purple.
You gotta guide his hand. Ew.
I didn't hear you.
That one.
Did you know I said something?
Like, there's a raspiness in there. That's green. I don't like it very much either.
All right. Good.
Well, you got your spit cup in front of you.
Where's the red one? It's the only one I want.
TBD.
Part of your whole Red. like even in the winter,
That's four.
the air conditioner comes on.
Yeah, you're gonna have your last man
because it
standing.
actually helps defrost your.
I feel like you're taking no time. I feel like it was
Yeah, we were taking forever. You're powering through.
Dad used to make fun of me for it, but I've adapted
That's
it.
crazy.
First thought, best thought.
First thought, best thought.
Once it gets to that temperature, like even on our Forester,
That one tastes like purple. So my purple from before was wrong.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Today is December 25th. I'm here with the lovely Mr. Milo and my Old Navy, very Christmas jolly sweatpants, which I'm absolutely in love with. And here's my final update on the Christmas Sweater Challenge 2022. And drumroll, please! It is still on the needles. So I'm pretty happy with my progress, though. I am this done. So there's about 15 rows of color work to do, plus the collar ribbing, and then sewing in, up the armpits and weaving in all the ends. So it's doable to finish it today. I don't know if I'm going to rush it though, just because, you know, I want a relaxing, chill, calm Christmas Day, and there's some other activities that I want to do. Just like yesterday, Christmas Eve, our party. It's hard for me to knit when company is around. I'm not at that level of not looking at my knitting. So I didn't end up touching it that much, and I knit a little bit while watching a movie. I watched Glass Onion last night with my boyfriend, which was a lot of fun on Netflix. It's the sequel to Knives Out, which was one of my favorite movies. I guess it was 2019 or 2018. Yeah, anyway, I've had a lovely month so far, and I've really enjoyed working on this project a lot. It was a lot of fun. This yarn Wonderfluff is very nice to work with. I think the color work turns out beautifully with it. Look at that. And I'm really proud of this. I think, you know, color work is only as challenging as you let it be. Like, if you practice it, it's not too bad. There are definitely some long floats in this, so I think people can find that challenging, but I just locked them down about every 4 stitches and I didn't have any issues. We'll see how it blocks out, but yeah, I'm really proud of my color work tension on this. I think it looks really nice. There's no overly tight areas. And then this is the back here. Same. So yeah, I guess you could say it's a failed challenge, but I don't think I would have gotten this much of the sweater done if I hadn't have pushed myself to try and get it done for Christmas Day. And either way, maybe I'll wear this on my New Year's party that I go to or something, we'll see. But I'm super happy with this. I've done all of my exams, which I guess I underestimated how long my exams would take. Classic move. And that's part of the reason why I just didn't have as much time to work on this. I definitely think I could have gotten it done if I hadn't been involved with exams. So maybe that's a lesson for next time, is to not do a challenge during a challenging time period. But anyway, thank you for watching along this far. I hope you've enjoyed my vlogmas challenge element and were entertained by some of the things I got up to this month and following my progress working on this sweater. My plan for my next video is to do a 2022 finished objects roundup. So maybe my new goal is I will finish this to wear in that video so I can show you all how it finally looks in the end. I don't know when I'll film that, but I'm hoping to have it out before the year's over. We'll see, maybe first week of January is reasonable. And yeah, I guess that's all my piece there. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to catch you in the next one. And I guess my other piece too is that it's fun to set goals for yourself, to challenge yourself, but at the end of the day, like, you don't need to stress yourself out about finishing something just because you think you have to. No one's relying on me to have this sweater done. There's no actual real deadline. It was just a personal goal. And I think I was making myself a little uptight, like, oh, like, I gotta finish this for the YouTube. But no, that's not really necessary. So yeah, this is what we got done. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. And I will show it off more in detail in the next one. I'm wishing you all a very happy, healthy new year and holiday season, and thank you for joining me this past year with Sometimes I Make Things. I've really enjoyed the process, and I look forward to year 2 of making these vlogs. Take care, friends. Be well.